and a coach as well. Jacob Gosbole, very flamboyant kind of human being as well. He's a radio presenter and a coach as well, and seems to be able to juggle his job as a presenter and a pundit as well as being a national team coach. But a very amiable man as well, full of laughter and jest, and knows exactly how to manage young players. But that again we'll wait to see in 90 minutes of this game, as it's picked up again in the box. This one just inches wide. This would have been the one that would have been the opener here. Again, the sluggishness of defenders in the Kenyan side would have been the undoing. But the question is, why did Mohamed, the top scorer on the Comoros side, miss this one? Places himself very nicely. He's not offside at all. Shields the ball nicely here, and then it falls onto the feet of just misses by inches, Gilbert.
Oh, that is a big mistake, big miscommunication between the two central defenders, Joseph Okumu and Brian Mandela.
Ali Mahdi had the final touch on it, Gilbert. Sorry, Ali Mahdi is the man who almost put it into the net. El Fadu had another touch, and then Ali Mahdi. But the defenders again are going to have a lot coming to them. It's going to be a foul here, right in front of the referee. The Kenyan captain also risking a card in that he notices Al Mahdi on the run again. I think that's a foul, and I think that should be a carded foul, shouldn't it?
That's a foul. That is a foul. I mean, the captain, Victor Anyama, never went for the ball. He decided to go for a body check. And he's doing this at a very prime position. This is exactly where Comoros are making inroads. And that calls for Kostumole to try and look at rejig what is happening in between the two central defenders and his defensive midfielders.
Well, there seems to be a little bit of disconnect, Gilbert. You might not be saying it, but there is a little bit of a disconnect in the defense here. And I think he must be starting off exactly where the youngster is. Joseph Okumu, is it?
Yeah. Joseph Okumu. They're actually in partnership with Brian Mandela. And of course, right in front of them, they have a shield. That is Victor Wanyama. Anytime he pauses to move forward, then there's a big gap between the two central defenders and the holding midfielder, who's the captain.
I'm not exactly sure what Mr. Muta of Group G, which of course is coming to you live on KBC Channel 1, being beamed across the country. You know you're spot on with KBC. As Jacob issues instructions, and then we might expect a little bit of a change in the way they're playing. Gilbert, how do you analyze it just before the shot is taken?
There are three players who are giving Kenyans a hard time. That is Mamadi Ali, number 14, donning number 14, and that little man, number 8, Moni Ahmed. And then they have the top striker who's celebrated striker, number 21, who's actually the point man playing for Belgrade, for Red Star Belgrade in Serbia. So they need to put tabs on those three players if they have to stop them from scoring.
Here is a shot! The goalkeeper goes to the wrong side, takes a little deflection and goes into the net, and elicits a celebration all round the stadium. Yes, from everyone from Comoros. The goalkeeper certainly wrong-footed in that one. Arnold Origi will probably look for who to blame in this one. And of course, the top dignitary of Comoros will be celebrating that goal with the others. Here it comes again. The shot. Oh, it doesn't even take a deflection.
It doesn't, Bernard.
It didn't take a deflection. The ball just swerves in the opposite direction. It comes off the foot of the Muscat player, Yusuf Mchangama. Oh, Gilbert, you've got to explain this using science if you can. Most probably physics. use something about speed and direction and velocity. Well, velocity is speed.
It's speed.
How did that take a turn?
It just reminds me of one Carlos at battle at some point to same distance in a very crucial match, hitting the ball in the direction where a small touch on the ball on one side, and it actually makes a detour. Origi, from a distance of about 35 yards, he should have been able to save that one.
Well, it's 1-0 at the Moi International Sports Centre, Kasarani. 27th minute goal by Mchangama. The ball simply swerving, but I haven't seen it like that as well. The goalkeeper going to one side and the ball swerving to the other side. Don't worry, Gilbert. I've got the contacts of the Brazilian embassy. We'll ask for Carlos Alberto's number there, and maybe he can explain this.
Oh man, that was a serious shot. And we've said it from time to time that that central position, they're attacking from the central position where Victor Wanyama is flying in straight, Mandela is flying in straight, and the youngster Joseph Okuma are applying their trade. And a lot of mistakes are being made in that particular position. They've already seen that they have one Mchangama Yusuf, number 10, donning number 10, who seems to be very, very powerful when it comes to dead ball situations.
Well, that will obviously open up the game a bit. The Kenyans will now know that they're chasing the game. It's still very reachable with just one goal, but the coach is a happy man at the moment, isn't he?
Oh, he is.
So there's a feeling of relief to coaches when that happens.
Especially when you're playing away from home and under very difficult circumstances against a very stable side like Harambee Stars.
Another chance down on the right side. Cross comes in, but the referee says there was an offside. Flags for offside here. Second assistant referee, Margie Camille. They've been consistent in bringing the crosses onto the right side. Well, it's really debatable on whether that was offside or not. Probably not him, but maybe the second player running down in. It was called on Ali Mahdi. Harambee Stars again picking up possession in their half. They're just not stringing the accurate passes. They have to run back to collect the ball, Gilbert.
Yeah, they're not availing themselves as soon as one of them is in possession. They're actually trying to run away, and therefore you're forced to play those long passes, and they are well read by that Comoros defense line. You cannot continue going over. You cannot continue going over this.
What do they need to do?
They have very, very technical players, very, very technical players on that team, and all that they need to do is play compact, knock the balls around, and of course 1v1 situations on the outside where there is Masoud Juma and Ayub Timbe, you'll definitely make a breakthrough through that defense line.
Well, I think Jacob Gosbule must have been listening to you, because he listened very intently to your explanation all that time. A little touch on this one sends it off the field of play. It's going to be a throw-in, and it is going to be for the Colecants of Comoros. Well, I'd intended to actually tell you just what the Colecants mean. But you must be interested in marine science a little bit to be able to understand it, Gilbert, because there are only two known species of the coelacanths, and they live near the Comoros Islands off the coast of East Africa, and one found in the waters of Sulawesi in Indonesia. It's a breed of very rare fish, something to do with very rare vertebrae as well. Let's not go into that, Gilbert. We are still struggling to know exactly how Harambee Stars conceded that goal. Science would not help at the moment, but a little bit of calculation on the Kenyan side would probably do, especially on the passes. Well, that's what I'm talking about, stringing of the passes. They're just not getting there. They're being intercepted most of the time, and in very crucial situations as well. This is brought back into the midfield. Must be Oluwande. Again, a very short pass here that could have been easily intercepted. Well, they're looking frantic, Gilbert, the Kenyan side.
Well, of course, once you concede, then they put a lot of pressure on you as a coach, both as a coach and also as the players. They have to calm down their nerves to be able at least to do some meaningful work on that pitch.
This ball goes out onto the right side. Oh, did he just give himself a through pass? Comes a shot here that forces a goalkeeper to parry it out. Again, unexpectedly putting his right hand onto it. was the most unexpected shot of the entire game so far, Gilbert.
Well, you expected that from Omolo, turning in from the right-hand side, and look at him with all that space. Gives him time and space, and that's a wonderful goalkeeping.
Well, it's just the turn that was unexpected. It's Cliff Nyakea, isn't it, that goes for it on his left foot. And I think he took advantage of the fact that there was a deflection off a Comoran player. And then it looked like a 1-2 combination for him. And he just touched it once in a shot, quite unexpectedly. It's worried the coach, hasn't it?
Well, you've already seen that the goalkeeper is a little bit nervous, and therefore you expect Cliff Nyakea to continue making those blockbusters. Remember, in the last friendly against Zambia, he scored from a distance, and you expect that if given time and opportunity in that field, and given the right kind of passes, we should be able to see him doing some positive work for the Stars.
Well, the youngster from Al Masri FC is raising the hopes of the Kenyan fans who are watching this match live on KBC Channel 1, being streamed across the country, confirming that with KBC you are spot on. There's another run is being made down on the left side. Oh, a little bit of a big push here, and obviously you are going to get bumped off the ball. That's the second time that Ayub Timbe thinks that he has been unfairly treated. Here is a shot again from Nyakea. Quite unexpected.
At the same spot when he scored the goal against Zambia in a friendly match. Same distance, about 25 yards. And this time he hit it with his left foot. Most probably they need to push him a little bit more into a more attacking role, like the center striking role, where he can be able to get more time and space to be able to go direct on shots on goal.
Well, it's a good thing you've brought it up, Gilbert. Who's the striker on the Harambee Stars side?
Apparently he's Masood Juma.
Oh, is he?
Yes,
okay.
Masood Juma, but he's been asleep for about 10 minutes.
No, we've seen the ball go out on the flanks more than at the center.
Yes,
so they're using the wing more. It could be a decoy because I think Timber is doing more runs on the right side than we've seen from Masood Juma. Unintended tearing through ball that was intended for Mohamed Yusuf is easily cut off by Eric Ouma, the player they like to call Marcelo. And a big throw-in down on the left side. Again, will be cut out for another throw-in for Kenya's Harambee Stars. They often say it's very easy to be number one, but then to remain number one becomes the challenge. And I think the Comoran side is very deep in that knowledge that they've got to keep their lead and also try and solidify it with another goal. And that makes the Kenyan side very uncomfortable as well, because they're chasing the game and they would like to probably level it. The passing has not been accurate for the last 34 minutes, Gilbert.
Exactly, Bernard. The final third is where we've not been able to be creative. We are not creative enough. There's clearly no communication between our midfielders run by Victor Wanyama Omolo and our top striker at the top, Masood Juma.
This one's picked up again in that space between the defense and the midfield of the Harambee Stars, with Moni going in there. They're finding a lot of space in there. Mdahoma and to Bakari. Man who plays for RC Warwick. This time round, the referee says nothing here. Well, Bakri went like he had been not called, didn't he? It's just that when the referee didn't call it, he automatically got up.
Well, it's just trickery. I mean, sometimes you get away with it. Sometimes the referee gives you marks it out for an offense.
Very good actors, they say, the players are. And again, the passing becomes the undoing. It's picked up by Comoros in the midfield. A long ball onto the left side. Too long. Goes off the field of play. What do you think the Harambee Stars should do? They simply are being caught off guard.
Well, they need to settle down. I think they're very anxious to try and at least get onto the scoreboard, and making very, very, very silly mistakes from all areas of the field. At this point, they want to play long balls. The midfielders are not dropping back to come and pick the ball, and therefore they have to lump the balls forward.
Or trying to find some space in the midfield. Again, playing in the most confined of places when they've got the open spaces as well. The Harambee Stars side. Captain decides to go back into that crowded midfield. Well, a one-on-one situation would probably not qualify as a crowded place. But they certainly are not looking at the more open of opportunities. The captain decided to take matters on his hand. And out on the left side now. With Marcelo Erikouma trying hard to get through that left side. The Coelicans are doing a good job of staying in defense and attacking when they have possession. This is Masoud Juma, referee, with a little bit of an assist there. Again, just the passing and looking for the opportunities as well. The Coelicans will pick up a foul here, Gilbert.
Well, it's a clear lack of insight from the Harambee Stars players. Ayub Timbe, for the most part of the game, about 5 minutes in this game, he's all alone by himself on the left-hand side. And where the attacks are more for Harambee Stars is on the left-hand side where Ayub Timbe is flying in straight. And I don't know why they're trying to go through a very, very crowded midfield where they cannot even knit one or two passes correctly.
Well, this is going to be a foul that will be given to Kenya's Harambee Stars. It's an all-out battle for possession, Gilbert. And the Comoran side is very up to that battle. They're fighting out for it, winning the possession, and successfully defending every attack that is coming from Kenya's Harambee Stars. They've also made sure they're cutting out the wing from which the crosses were coming on the left side. And like Gilbert told you earlier on, the Kenyan side had decided to overload that left side. So now it's a question of looking for options. As a chance for a free kick presents itself. Going to be taken by Eric Joanna. Pushes it deep into the penalty area. It's repulsed. A little touch as well takes it for the Comoran side. It's going to be a foul and a yellow card offense here again. And so Eric Joanna is carded. It's obviously a desperate move, Gilbert, knowing that if you lose that one man, that's it.
Well, it's a call for desperation at this particular point in time. Harambee Stars have been shot in the foot. They are not playing the way we expect them to play. They're in a hurry to release passes. They're in a hurry to make mistakes. They are getting silly yellow cards from all over the pitch. And at this particular point in time, you expect now the general himself, the ghost himself, to try and call the captain and try to ease pressure on them, because they're really not playing up to our expectations.
Ahmed Monyi is the man who was at the receiving end of that tackle. And given that we're also close to the halftime, just about 5 minutes, he obviously will stay down a bit to get some medical attention and also get some much needed rest. But doesn't look bad enough. I think he will be able to continue. I wonder what is going on now. Oh, I think he's really enraged and has kicked the water away here. I don't know what has happened to him. He scored a very unlikely goal there, but I think something else has happened to him on the pitch that has made him very annoyed. Jacob Gasboulay watching this very closely, and then he kicks the water on the other side. I think he might just be going to the dressing room, still behaving a little bit badly here. Talking about Yusufu Mchangama, the Muscat player on the Comoran side. I think he's got a red card. Well, I think he had a yellow card before, and because he was wasting time, he got a second yellow card, which translates automatically into a red card. Oh, that will be quite a setback to the Comoran side. But then again, Gilbert, we keep talking about discipline on the field of play.
They are leading. They're actually leading, and they're just about 4 minutes to half time. He didn't have to do that. He needed to have kept his faith and kept his cool down. And now they're 10 men. It puts more pressure on their team.
Oh, well, now you know just the danger of misbehaving on the field. Just a little, tact of wasting time to try and get to the halftime. And I'd already told you about the way Ahmed Mouni would stay down a little bit. Now the Coelicans have to play one man less. Two things will happen here. The Coelicans have got to give 110% from everybody to cover up for that one man missing, or the Kenyan side has got to take advantage of the extra man on the field for them to be able to run away with this one. That would work for the Kenyan side. 110% from the Coelicans would work for Comoros. And we are just about 2.5 minutes to the halftime. This is picked up by the Harambee Stars defense side. Trying to get into the midfield. Masoud Juma brings it down onto the right side. And Cliff Nyakea looking for opportunities to be able to run in. He's got two men to take care of. Not afraid to run them down. Manages to get himself into a corner but doesn't remove the ball from the area. The advantage of one man should be working for the Harambee Stars, but probably not in this move. The shot was blocked. Harambee Stars still picking it up, trying to get in there, desperately looking for a chance for a shot. This one takes a little deflection, but forces the goalkeeper Ahmad Ali to stretch himself to the maximum. Jacob Gosmule's hopes raised now with a shot going towards goal. But too many touches on this ball, Gilbert. Almost looked like a goal, a melee in that area, didn't it?
Well, it's very crowded. It's very crowded just around the 18-yard box of the Comoros side, and that's a well-taken shot from Ayub Timbe.
Yeah, I was wondering whether it took a deflection there. I think it did, but the goalkeeper on instinct quickly turns back onto that side and pushes it out.
This ball is kind of having its own pattern. The third time I've seen it swapping.
Jacob Gosmule giving instructions, and of course is consulting his new technical bench there. You know, Gilbert, I've always talked about the football developing a mind of its own, but this is the first time I actually did see it having a mind of its own. Well, nothing coming out of this one, so you might as well just get on the ball. I think they're looking for a penalty, but looking for it the easiest of ways, or just dropping into the penalty box. Just a couple of seconds to the halfway mark. We're probably going to have 1 minute of added time in my estimation. Or no, well, just about 2 if you ask me. There wasn't too much stoppage here. Yep, 2 minutes then. And the referee says there's need for a change here. The Comoran side making a change. And I think it'll also take a little time off to be able to relax them a bit. The man they want to bring in is the man in jersey 18, Burhani Yassin. We'll tell you in a moment who he wants to replace. Well, coming off the coast of East Africa with the warm waters, you might understand as well if a little bit of the weather is getting onto the Coelicans from Comoros. I think that's a half-time whistle. Or is it not then? I think it's for a substitution then. And Burhani Yassin will be coming in. And they are benching Munjalud Youssef, the man from Le Mans. Will be taking the bench, the 45th minute. Well, still trying to find out whether or not it is Benjalud who was coming out. I think they've changed their minds and it's not Benjalud anymore. It looks to me like Ali Mahdi. Yeah, might just have run himself a little bit tired, Mahdi. He was providing the passes up at the front. So they'll leave Benjalud onto the game and then bench Ali Mahdi. It's going to be a foul here. Desperation creeping into the Harambee Stars side as they bring down Mohamed Yusuf for a free kick that will be given to the Comoros side. Well, they decide to start a short one on the right side, and maybe